Hello and welcome to part 1 of my How to Play series. This one's a basic tutorial on movement.
All systems nominal.
One of the first things I suggest new players do is change some of the basic options. Press escape and then select options. When the screen opens up, untick the following. Number 1, start in third person. Number 2, throttle decay. And number 3, arm lock. Once you've done that, hit the save option and then return to the game by pressing escape. Once you're back in the game, press F4. This will put you in first person view. Backward and forward movement are controlled by your S and W keys. What they do is change the speed indicator as illustrated. The D and A keys control the left and right movement of your legs. Moving your mouse right and left will control the movement of your upper torso. If you imagine it like a turret on a tank, that's a pretty good way of thinking about it. Moving the mouse up and down will control your elevation and depression of your torso and your arms.
Target acquired.
Let's put some of the things we've learnt so far into play while stalking this commando. Initially I'll be moving towards the commando using basic function of the keyboard W, A, S and D. When your torso twisting, the heads up display gives you several indicators of where things are pointing. On the minimap you can see a dotted line and a vision triangle. The dotted line is where your legs are pointing and the vision or view triangle is where your upper torso is facing. Also, just above your compass there are two triangles. The bottom triangle is the direction where your legs are facing and the top triangle is where your torso is facing. The mech that I'm piloting in this video is a trial mech. It's a blackjack and it comes with something else that's relevant to movement, and that's jump jets. Jump jets have a number of uses. If it's just jumping over terrain that might be in your way, finding areas to hide in that are not easily accessible without jump jets, or getting the upper hand on mechs, jumping into the face of small mechs like this. When using the jump jets, it's worth noting that whichever direction your legs are facing when you initially take off, you'll continue to move in that direction, no matter if your torso twists left or right. This can be useful if you're wanting to move through the air and pick and shoot at a target in a different direction.
Target acquired.
It can also be useful if you want to spin round in midair, so when you land you start running in a different direction.
Target acquired.
Another couple of keys worth mentioning relevant to movement is X and C. X will move your speedo to 0, usually quicker than you can do it manually, and C will center your torso to your legs, again quicker than you could probably do it with the mouse. For those of you with good memories, you might still be thinking, hey, what were those options you made me switch off at the beginning of this tutorial? Well, this is what they do. Start in third person mode. Obviously it makes you start behind your mech rather than in first person mode, which is inside your mech. If you want to flip it, toggle it, you can use the F4 key, but I always prefer to start in first person. Throttle decay. What this does is it makes your current speed reduced to 0 if you take your fingers off the W or the S key. So if you were going forward at full bell and let go of the key, you would gradually slow down. Removing that option will make you cruise at that same level. Find it much easier to get from one side of the map to the other and make a cup of tea. And finally, arm lock. What this does is it links your torso movement to your arm movement so that your arms can't move independently. This can have dramatic effects on how much elevation or depression you've got on a mech, and I think it's always best to have it switched off. I do hope that you found this basic tutorial on movement useful, and look for some more tutorials from me in the future. See you, bye.